You very rarely see it in the first two.
Storm Spirit Coddle that was played recently. So he'd jump in, have his little bit of a battle, and then TP back to base, and then gets recalled back in again, jumps in, gets chakra so he can then fight again, and then by that point, TP back to base, and they just kept doing it over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, Storm is fantastic against all the heroes that Monkey Business have. The Dazzle pairs up really well with it. Like the Weave plus Storm being able to zip in from distance. The Gyrocopter. I think that's... I have to assume then that's a support Lina, and they kind of just bake down Monkey Business a little.
Yep.
With picking the Storm too, you can't put the Ember mid anymore. The matchup is just... It's nigh impossible for the Ember to win that one.
Interesting they ban out the SK. Especially here at the PPD9 we're talking about yesterday, as far as like off laners, where like you start to run out of options.
Yeah, that's the fifth one.
It's like, what do I really do? It's like, well, I want a hero that can give me a stun, can give me initiation, and potentially farm out my own jungle if things get rough.
It's gonna be...
SK fits it perfectly.
You notice that Monkey Business have been really strategic and smart with their bans.
Yep.
They ban 4 offlaners, they take one of their own, and then they take the other one as a support. I think Golden Boys has to go in the direction of... I think Beastmaster is still a pretty decent option actually this game.
Yeah.
Beastmaster is actually really solid here. The vision that it would give you so that they couldn't just go for the Dire Roshan. Like this would be a la... What is that team? MVP. MVP used to pick the Beastmaster a lot for March for this reason. So Golden Boy is going for the Beastmaster. I actually think would be... Oh, and that silencer makes life hard for everybody.
Yeah. The king of the beat. Things word. What? Oh, I censored myself before I actually finished. The silencer is not on my happy list.
Yes, I got it right.
The Blitz prediction. We haven't done the proper Blitz prediction in a very long time.
Remember that time I just don't get given enough opportunities.
Remember what we used to do the Blitz prediction? Like the Blitz prediction was you'd see the entire draft, and then you'd call like a 5-minute window when the game would be won by who.
Yep.
That was the Blitz prediction game.
I was real good at that too.
Like I almost want to make a game just called the Blitz prediction, and just see how close to Blitz you can get.
I'm not handsome enough to be the main Merlini, and I'm not smart enough to be the small Merlini. So I've just got to be me.
So who wins this game and what time? Do we start the Blitz prediction again?
I don't know. Just judging by lineup, I think that if Golden Boys are gonna win, it's gonna be fairly early. Like if they win the laning phase, I can see them. But if Monkey Business can really outlane them and get a good start without getting ganked up, then I think they can win in like 45 minutes. They're probably going to have to go for at least 2 Roshans, so 45-50 minutes. So
you're talking about GB winning 40 to 45 minutes in?
No, I think GB will end faster if they're going to win, because they'll just snowball.
True.
It is going to be a no-tail Ember Spirit. I knew the only reason they pick it first too, he's been practicing it like non-stop. I saw Jesse play with him a few times with it. Yeah, he's been playing it a lot recently.
It's also kind of funny that we get like the same cause 2 games in a row now. Like Ember and SF being the 2 guys that end up coming in as like the 2 cores. Like, is this now going to be a thing? But the laning phase is still great for them. The only concern I kind of have for Monkeys is if the laning phase doesn't work perfectly for Moomiander, is the fact that that jungle's going to get very, very crowded. Very, very early. I also love too the fact that NoTel was the man picking that. he's just telling Moomiander, it's like, I want it right here, like right here in that position. So he takes all responsibility for that ward getting dewarded.
Alright, so this Ember didn't go stout. I think that's in response to just being able to get the Ring of Equip really quickly. Crit and fly. They're going to have a pretty rough job this game, trying to zone and get their own levels, because that's the issue, is that these are both really level dependent supports. Like that's the downside, is if your laning phase doesn't go well, suddenly you've got like a level 4 Earthshaker and like a level 3 Silencer.
Yep.
Silencer might be one of the more ulti-reliant supports in the game, because this toolkit just isn't very good for other purposes.
Yeah. But at the same time, if they can find a couple of early pickups and the Silencer starts stealing intelligence, your momentum can be absolutely unstoppable.
think you have to go Yules as a Storm this game.
The battle begins.
Global Silence is just... I really don't advocate going for Yules as an item. I think it stops your snowball quite a bit, and it makes you ineffective at places where you want to be.
You're saying Yules before you get into Bloodstone?
Maybe Bloodstone into Yules. The first Suicide you can waste for a global. It's probably not that bad.
Okay.
But I think eventually, in this game, a BKB would be really smart too as a second item. If you want to skip the Yules altogether.
Like maybe he's going to keep that range creep back on the bottom lane. But this is going to be actually a little bit difficult for Mumianda. That Dark Creep wave's up a little bit too fast. He's not feeling safe. And in fact, they actually hit the Light Strike Array and a full Rocket Barrage to remove 2/3 of his life. Well, there's Earthshaker. Crit's waiting. Now, vision-wise, they kind of know he's there. He's in the slither of smoke, which GB has. Don't see him exactly, so he could have walked back by now. But Kisa, I mean, if he still gets hit by this fissure, SF doubts have razors now, so they have enough damage to find the kill from where he's at.
Is it not Kaiser?
Is it Kaiser?
Keiser?
I don't know, like... If it was Kaiser, it would be like K-A-I.
Yeah, but Keiser just sounds
I know, weird.
real off.
Well, we can call him Kaiser. Like, I'm happy with Kaiser. Sounds so much more epic.
Keiser says...
It's like...
We'll ask him.
SVG, by the way, is actually Savage.
Yeah.
I asked him last night. He's like, it could be both, but I really like Savage. Sounds boss. Fly's having a great time on this top lane. Skylark can't get anything. Like, he's forced all the way back. He's got 6 tangos, and he'll actually trigger the south now. But this is that one-on-one duel, which I always like to see. The safe lane support of Direside versus the range, the off laner of Radiant, who normally comes out on top. In this case, it's Silencer by a landslide.
He's got level 2 really early, but he's got to be careful. Double Boar is very strong. Be careful, Fly Friend.
And again, No-Tail's coming over. They curse him up again. Just try and force out the Beastmaster and the Vision Block. Oh, this is troublesome. This will be First Blood. He comes in at the perfect time, and the First Blood goes the way of the Spirit.
Really well played by Crit. Just being able to trap him off there. He didn't know that Crit was exactly going to be in that position. Because Crit was just moving around and...
Well, he maybe should have. Like, did Crit come through the dire jungle? Because if he didn't, then they would have come under the Observer Ward.
Yeah, he was really smart about it. He played that perfectly. Or pretty much as close to perfect as you can get. This mid matchup, though, is going to be rough for Storm eventually. The SF, though, opts to skip the bottle, actually, and go for the wand first, which I question. Like, you can't trade regen very effectively, I think, in this matchup.
And how many wand charges are you really going to get from Static Remnant spam?
A lot.
but more than what bottle will give you. They're now going to go for the fissure, and well, he could commit razors, but there's not much reason to do so when the bottle's already coming out in the courier.
The Storm actually has absurd farm, Toby. If you want to know rate-wise, like look at his.
Yeah, I see 21-4 against a 10-3.
10, yeah. We're also just missing a lot of CS right now.
I should actually just find you games where the Storm Spirit has completely trashed his lane.
I love to be relevant in 2015, so I'm down to just keep casting Storm games.
I saw we actually had a Storm Spirit game last night in the ESL Americas.
Yeah.
And it was something along the lines of 45 CS to 7 CS in the space of 6 minutes or 7 minutes.
Oh, I would love to cast that game.
It was crazy. And he was taking stacks as well.
Yeah, my boy, dude.
It's
Storm, my boy.
Maybe Earth Spirit does have to be taken off that number 1 peg as OP.
Nah, because then he'll get nerfed.
He should get. Oh, you mean Storm get nerfed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Storm
should.
Doesn't need a nerf.
He should get nerfed.
It's just the meta, man. It's all in the business.
Searing Chains up on top. No-Tail just keeps trying to burn him down with a Flame Guard.
That's a level 1 Beastmaster.
Yeah. He's about to hit level 2, however. As he'll be able to leech out the experience in the Wild Wing. Actually, no, he's going to back up. Doesn't even want level 2. I mean, Fly's level 3.5 as a support hero. And he's not even stealing that much from No-Tail. Like, No-Tail still managed to crack almost level 6 already.
They're playing this lane. They've got that Fnatic synergy.
Are we really going to call it Fnatic synergy? Well, they are the old pair from Fnatic.
Yeah, Honey should just become their coach.
It's working nicely.
Oh, what? All of a sudden, SF is completely caught up in CS. He was 11 down before.
Top lane fissure. There goes the kill on the Dazzle, and more intelligence coming the way of Fly. He's stolen 4 intelligence already. That's one other thing which I did request of Volvo is to be able to see who has actually lost intelligence during the game.
I guess it makes things considerably easier, but at the same time, it's kind of easy-ish to track.
Beastmaster as well. Dazzle have lost 2.
Yeah.
They're the only 2 that have died so far.
Beastmaster really can't afford to lose intelligence, though. Like, he starts with 16 base, or 18 at this point, and he barely has enough to throw out all of his animals. He can't throw out the zoo and the Axis, man.
Especially if he has a desire to go into a Megman Meander. Barely. Oh, the cooldown's gonna kill him! He did all the work with the Rocket Barrage, and Meander realized with Surge running out, he couldn't get away in time. So the cooldown from the Gyro, able to find himself a kill, and finally GB get themselves on the board.
Yeah, joinDOTA, man. Well played by him, and the Storm Spirit is just going to go for this bottom rune because he knows that the Darkseer is dead. His bottle's coming in. This is a pretty good rune. This is what you're going to call a kill rune. These are the type of runes that you want to be able to gank with if you can, if the opportunity should arise.
Yep.
The only downside, I guess, about this rune is that he doesn't have full mana, and he doesn't have a TP, more importantly. But you probably grab, like, a TP at some point. It's not that big of a deal. He's going for the Soul Ring instead of Treads. He's going to farm.
Okay.
He's meant to just farm jungle.
Unless that's to be the Yule Scepter rushed.
Nah.
Soul Ring's just too damn good to bypass for a Storm. Really, like, so many heroes.
Oh, he's actually just going to pop the DD for this. I kind of don't like this, because he had enough time on his DD, and he's got enough bottle charges to be able to do this cleanly. I would have preferred the DD be used just to go for a kill.
Maybe he just doesn't feel the confidence. Oh yeah, if you don't know too, like the pathing bug with the skeletons. I still can't believe this. The skeletons don't lose action. They'll chase you to the ends of the earth.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's pretty clowny.
They will just keep following you. There's also some other bugs with pathing, which comes with like Kuro's liquid fire, where if you liquid fire a creep wave and it keeps taking damage, even if you're like fog of war and far enough away, they still keep following you because they're taking the tick damage.
They're pissed off.
Yeah.
You just burned their land. I think it's pretty fair that they try to hit you with their sticks in mid.
Okay.
Okay, that was easy. There's no way the Storm should have been there without his ball. Like, he had 200 HP and he just got high ground stunned and then raised once. Like, I'm so surprised after the Ancients, he just didn't go back to base. Like, what was the point of standing there in the lane?
He might have just felt like they have a ward that's watching this. The funnier thing is though, this Radiant ward which is here, it was down before the Dire ward was placed. And Earthshaker made the walk. Like it was very, very obvious when Crit threw the ward down. He walks up, plants the ward, and then walks back. But the supports didn't see it. So they didn't ping out the fact the obs was there. And the high ground stun was just too easy. Meander, we're going to go call down again. He's expecting it. He goes into the trees. He won't be able to survive again. The attack from Jara will do the work. He actually attacked into the tower with a flat cannon. Coming in very deep. The stun will be there to stop Fly's instant chase after this. As Lina has managed to find herself a haste rune, so it's okay for her to stay behind.
The warding battle is being completely destroyed right now. Like, the Golden Boys is getting outwarded pretty hard. Like, this high ground ward advantage that they have is pretty significant as your mid laner. Like, the fact that they were able to kill the Storm Spirit, who was mainly focusing on farm, and get it for your Shadow Fiend, especially when the Storm hits level 6, he should be really hard to gank at that point. Like, the Shadow Fiend should have to be in a position where he has to raise twice or if not 3 times to kill him, but you should never just one fissure, raise, dead.
Yeah.
Now the SF has such a huge advantage. Like, this is one of the more snowbally matchups in general that you're going to run into almost every single time, is that the SF, if he gets a setup for him whatsoever, just rolls the game. We saw that last game too, right?
Yeah, we did. Until he DC'd. Yep, we did.
Well, things happen. Everybody knows.
But the principle is still the same, at least.
Exactly.
And Miracle's now, like, he's so far, he's almost 1,200 ahead of the Ember Spirit, under 10 minutes into the game. Right, that's the balance shift. And the Ember, sorry, not the Ember Spirit, the Storm Spirit. The Ember Spirit's still finding a crap ton of farm himself. Like, Notel's not really being contested. He's got 1 assist, 1 kill. That's great for him. And he's able to find solo experience, and no one's pressuring him. Like, the Beastmaster is still level 4. Like, we don't have the pressure at all of his Raw coming out. Because then maybe they could do a little bit of a rotation, like a smoke gank with the Lina. Get a quick pick off. and then just get the hell out.
It's just because Fly has been able to zone him out so effectively.
No.
Silencer's one of the better heroes at being able to do that. The thing you kind of have to worry about a lot of times when you play Silencer as a support is if you have a hero like Earthshaker or Darkseer offlaning, or even Tusk, once comes in, and it doesn't matter what level they are, they'll kill the Silencer support because he's so squishy. But in this game, when you've got like a Dazzle support and a Lina that can't really get set up if you don't have Roar, it's going to be pretty hard to punish this pretty greedy pick. And it's paying off really well. Like, he's almost level 6 already. Like, he's just about to hit it after this wave, potentially.
Shaker just threw down an Observer Ward. It could be seen, though. That range creep can actually kill it if he wants to. But they'll let the Dazzle come up and do it instead. So they can't block the stack from happening. And this Observer Ward, which is on the cliff side for GB, is seeing the rotation of crit. But just because they see it doesn't mean they can do anything about it. Like, No-Tail's just too big, and having Fly behind him, he's got Global Silence 11 minutes into the game. Like, they know the Tier 1 town belongs to them. If GB fight this, they're just gonna lose.
If I were Monkey Business right now, I'd just be playing aggressively because you know you have a lot of advantages.
Courier. He's gonna... one more hit! The Totem Stomp wasn't enough. So the Energy Booster will be able to get down to the Storm Spirit. And he's gonna stick with the Bloodstone. We're not gonna go into that Yules.
Okay, this is a pretty weird way to build it too. Like, this is old school as it gets. Going for the Arcane Boots instead of the Treads. This is like a 0 kill potential storm. Like, TPing in does nothing for fight anymore. Pretty much what your hero's gonna rely on at this point, Toby, is just farm.
Yeah. But maybe they just feel like they're just so far behind that this is their only option. But then I start checking out stacks, and I'm not seeing any stacks inside the Radiant jungle. So he can't just flash farm at No-Tail. Okay, he's really getting on the Beastmaster's nerves. Chasing after him, now he can go for the Searing Chains. He's waiting out a little bit longer, as now the Dazzle will arrive. The Searing Chains actually going to catch both of them, and he attacks into the Dazzle, the one hero he knows he can kill off because...
He's gonna get both.
Oh my lord. No-Tail knew he could get away with it, and they actually lose another one. The Lina dies on bottom. Mumi attempt the TP, yeah, he dies again to the Gyrocopter. The only 3 kills have come to the Gyro, and every single time it's Myrmianda.
They're gonna get a top kill though, for sure. The global isn't expended, I think, but at the same time, it's still a fairly decent trade there. Like, getting the Storm some kills. Obviously, you don't want to lose... I mean, every hero that wasn't a core just died there.
Yeah.
And at some point, the Beastmaster has to get something out of the laning phase. And I thought he was a pretty good pickup for the mid game, but I didn't anticipate his lane being this impossibly hard for him. If he was 6 maybe 2 minutes ago, or he was in that type of position, maybe. And they've got Ancient stacks, which usually are reserved for him, but it looks like the Gyrocopter instead is going to take it, so Golden Boys is going to be incredibly core heavy this game.
But that also means now the Monkeys, like, their core is looking very good themselves, and their team fight is still great. The only thing they're kind of missing is having that Earthshaker, 1 with Echo Slam and 2 Blink. Like, if they get that, like, even these cores being heavy, the lockdown control you get from the ES, like, you might consider, like, buying a BKB over on this Gyrocopter, but he may not get it off in time. It's kind of funny to also watch Miracles build on this SF. I'll say funny is the wrong word, but, like, going for an SMY, he's really ready to fight early on. As opposed to going for something more like what we saw in the previous game, where you have that Yule Scepter. It's to straight, like, Yules to blow up.
I think it's a good build, though, for the stats. You can survive against the Storm. And if, as weird as it sounds, a lot of Storms sometimes will overextend with mana. And you might think you can't chase them down, but you can kill them pretty easily.
Fissure, Global Silence, so we can't ball Lightning away. Miracle, actually not even using the Raise. And this is all happening at the same time as Madara is taking out the entire stack.
Oh, No-Tail at top.
Wait, like...
Ion Shell plus Flame Guard.
What do you do? And now... he's just everywhere across the map. Like, he jumps down the Radiant Jungle. The mid lane's being pushed in. There's no tier 1 tower there anymore. The SF is in the middle of a bit of a sandwich. They're going to start with a Raw, but Lina, Laguna Blade, it should be enough damage. Miracle? No, there's 1 charges. He's going to turn, releases the ult. He's going to tickle on maybe next time. And, okay, yeah, 1 raise will finish the job. Again, though, Miracle not wanting to pop that. But it's the Storm Spirit who died previously, that the Lina to follow it up. And the SF who takes both Raw and Laguna Blade, yet you still cannot kill him.
That's the strength of this SNY build, like this very, very stat-heavy build. nearly impossible to kill at this point. He tanks up so much damage. Like, when he switches to strength shreds, like 1400, nearly 1500 HP, and then you've got the wand to work with as well, on top of the 14 armor, there's almost nothing that can kill that in the early game. There just isn't. And I mean, monkey business is just kind of pulling this game right now.
Yeah.
That was the first Beastmaster roar that we just saw too.
That's what makes it even sadder. That's the first one you get, and you combine it with a lean. Like, that was meant to be your kill combo. And if they found any other hero other than SF, maybe the Ember Spirit would have been a little bit more difficult for them as well, depending on his Flame Guard time.
Yeah.
But like anyone else apart from SF, and they would have got it. And now they get Nagus the Immortal into the hands of the SF. Is he actually, like, I see the Myth Hammer to start with, so I'm assuming it will just be a standard BKB. So is this a game where you may think you can get away with, like, I know we don't see it, no one's ever picked it up.
Don't
so
say Deso.
You can shut me down if you want to. That's what I was thinking.
No, he's only getting it, Toby, because he's got full item slots and an Aegis, so the BKB isn't necessary at this phase. Like, he doesn't need the Ogre Club like he normally would, just because of how far ahead he is.
Yeah.
And let's be real here, he is incredibly far ahead right now.
Yeah. You know, I will always be a Deso advocate.
Will you?
Yeah, always. It was part of core on my Nature's Prophet build. It's just the way, man.
I thought it was mech into trying to type level up 25 and dying to a top lane bot.
That is, kiss my ass.
Never forget.
In 1 minute, you can understand all of that. Stupid ass video. I can't believe I ever made that. Should never have released it as well.
Alright.
Yeah, so if you ever want to learn Dota from me, don't. Unless you want to grief your teammates, never learn Dota from me. That's simple.
I mean, Toby, I learned a lot out of that Nature's Prophet video.
just go tuck the
I learned what the command was to level up 20 to 25.
Oh my god, just
It was useful.
It was 4 years ago.
Well, I told Cap this, I was like,
4 years ago.
it's just as important to learn what you shouldn't do as it is what you should. It's part of the learning process.
That is true, yeah.
This top, okay, they just got 2 tier 2 towers.
They canceled the TP.
This is pretty absurd right now. They're just gonna keep going?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
This is confidence.
They're actually TPing the Darkseer back, and Mumianda cancelled it halfway through. One, because maybe the cooldown was right in his TP's position, but like I think they understood just how much damage.
They don't have glyph.
No, they blew it on tier 2 tower. So just do it.
Okay, that was an absurd amount of they took bottom tier 2 and the mid tier 2, and they got that mid tower to almost high ground position. And by that I mean being able to get this tower to 245 damage. It's not taking it down necessarily, of course, but it allows your next pressure move to be so much more powerful. Like, being able to get to the high ground without having that tower in the way means that you can spread out and fan and take a really proper fight without having to be mass call downed.
And the position which Monkeys is in right now, like easily winning a team fight, like that is possible for them. And then with the player advantage, you just push. Like, that tower will take a grand total, maybe 5 seconds maximum to get through. And looks like Notel is looking for that pick off. Searing Chains on the Storm Spirit. He's still got a jump available. Well, in fact, use it. Should keep our eyes on that Aegis timer. When we hit the 22:30, the Aegis will be gone. So SF right now is just playing like he's got a second life, because he does.
He's got a BKB completed too.
Yeah.
You can't kill that hero.
And he's got a haste rune in his bottle.
They might just decide to go for this right now.
Like, why not? Storm Spirit, hello, that's a long jump up. Crit, just going to start with the Echo Flame. He's got 4 1 charges available. They'll give him another Totem Stomp, but Storm Spirit's already going to find the kill. The Storm Spirit's on the other side of the map and about to TP back. He's up to 9 Bloodstone charges with that kill. The Miracle's already starting. Like, they just want the tower. Force GB back, still no fortification for such a long time. So they take out first the tower, take out a boar as well. They're beating into that range racks. It really just looks too easy.
This phase of the game kind of is.
And you get a Hand of Midas now, also built for fly. It's coming down to bot lane. So you get a higher level up in global sounds quicker. And they're turning around to fight. I'm hoping someone's going to put that a little bit too far in the lane. Or then again, that is still a little bit too far if you got the Searing Chains. But a little bit of a mistime there from Notel.
he's getting pretty massive too. He's gone for all of these side utility items. He's gone for the boots of travel, the drums, the Aquila, and he hasn't been punished for it whatsoever. He hasn't had to go for that necessary, you know, when you go for the treads and you just immediately go for the Battle Fury because things are going out of hand. His team is affording him the ability to just go for all of these greedy items, and they're going to go for a gank here at top, but you absolutely have to get this one. He's going to see the Beastmaster here in a second, instantly jumps away. You have to just set it up better.
You almost have to cut through the tree line to get the raw. Like, that would probably be the only other way you'd get close enough for it, because he doesn't have any items. Like, this is a Beastmaster with brown boots and a medallion. Like, that's all Skylark has. This isn't items. This isn't a hero.
Fly just did such a good job of zoning him out for No-Tail.
Yeah.
No-Tail pretty much had a free lane, and that was just because Fly did such a good job of being able to one-on-one zone him out.
Your Bastille level silence being committed. This is the way they can bring down Kaiser. As, yep, the Spirit jumps in. The Fissure hits perfectly. No-Tail's on the wrong side of that Fissure, and Storm will just have to commit suicide. No other choice.
It's better than being perma-stunned up.
True, but now he's down to 6 Bloodstone charges.
I think maybe actually there might have been a chance where he survives because the Ember went on the wrong side of the Fissure. But
Just need to get a little bit further to the side.
yeah, and if Crit has the Echo Slam, maybe, but we saw him use it already.
Yep. He used it up against the Storm on the top lane, so Storm will definitely be aware of that.
Like, there was 2 seconds left of the global, and he still had... There was 2 seconds left of the global, and he still had about more than half of his health. It's not like the Ember deals an insane amount of damage or anything like that.
But yeah, once he's got that Battle Fury, then it's going to start to amplify a little bit more. And they're actually moving in with Crit. They want to put the Blink Dagger to use, and there you go. Blink into Echo Slam with the follow-ups on the Shallow Grave will keep Storm Spirit alive. They need more control on him, and they just don't have it. But No-Tail keeping Sleight of Fist is available, cannot get the combo because the Searing Chains was still on cooldown. And he'll TP himself away to safety. Actually, he's going to TP up to top lane to try and stop this push, leaving a Spirit on bottom lane, so he can rejoin his teammates later on.
They probably just wait for the next Roshan, and then decide to go for the high ground. You can go for the mid push after this. Got a Blink BKB completed on your SF, almost level 16. The Ember Spirit almost has a Battle Fury. Like, you're just waiting on item timings most of the time, Toby, just to hit, like, crucial timings. You got a Glimmer Cape on your Darkseer, a Blink Dagger on your Earthshaker. It feels like I'm just reading off items left and right, but it means that there's nothing else that you're waiting for that's inherently going to change the huge fight that's about to happen, whereas Golden Boys need all the time in the world to farm.
Yes, I guess my job. I meant to read out the obvious. Hey. No-Tail. I got a little bit of vision of Dazzle at that point. Storm Spirit's going to jump over, and they go after the Silencer. Just want to do a little bit of D-Warding Crit with the Fidget Control. They might better get Fly out this one. Storm Spirit, nope. Trying to get that last attack in, but No-Tail comes back to the fight. They back in the Dazzle. So it's a 1 support for 1 support. Roshan's still a little bit off.
Does this show for you when he's about to spawn?
Roshan? No, it's the bug. That's what I was talking about before. It's bugged. So yeah, you're seeing 2 minutes, but he's been actually dead for 6, I believe now.
It'll come up at some point.
There you go, 1 minute 51.
There we go.
So we have to put it into our minds.
Alright, so around the 25-minute mark,
yeah, just
that's when you'll probably see Monkey Business go for the high ground. This is about as strong as a power curve as to get to this point.
And it won't take him long to kill a Roshan either. Like, you're about to hit... Yeah, in fact, you got a level 3 Requiem of Souls now available for monkeys. Like, their team fight is ridiculous. And the level 2 wall is up for Darkseer. The other thing is missing is 4 points up in Vac. The Echo Slam's coming off cooldown as well, so they've got that to work with. Like, at least Beastmaster has something now. He's got a 4-star. So Skylark might be able to get himself in range to get a good raw initiation off.
He has a gem too. The problem right now is his build is kind of all in. He's got no levels, no farm. It's just fallen behind.
But he's got no option. Like, he has to do this.
I agree. Just kind of making the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah. I don't see the board, however. He didn't walk down far enough to see it. So they'll get rid of the sentry ward at least and put down their own obs. And they check Roshan, but well, okay. Jar Helicopter was underneath the tier 1 tower by himself.
He had BKB. Earthshaker's the counter BKB hero.
Yep.
They're gonna go down mid and force the buyback. Like, but it's a gyro at this phase of the game. They don't even. This move is so brilliant because you go for the forcing buyback, but if he does that, then you just go for the Roshan, and then in the game 2 minutes later, that is such an awkward position to be in. You might actually just have to give up Rax.
Yep.
Because if you use the buyback here, you won't have it for the Aegis fight that matters.
They're actually trying to creep skip it out. Storm Spirit got in behind the tier 2 tower and started the creep skip. Now the TPs are coming in from the Dire, and it's Notal arriving, and the range Rax is already gone. Like one attack from the SF that finishes the job. The roll is going to be over on the Ember Spirit. Still no buyback from the Gyro. With 17 seconds left, he's going to do it and TP right to the front lines. But the BKB is there from the SF. The Requiem might be down. Moomiander on the run out of here. And they've got the buyback as well as the kill on Lena. But the Storm Spirit, a long jump out. Finds himself a Bloodstone charge. And it's looking for a kill. The Silencer is the man, but the Fissure block is there. And Silencer, he'll be able to TP himself out in time. Flies out to safety. So they disengage, only losing the Darkseer, but they force the buyback.
Yeah, and now here's the problem is that you've got Guardian Greaves completed on the Darkseer. The Shadow Fiend is still alive and strong. He had to use his BKB for that one, but this Roshan, alright, this is the pretty big pivotal moment for them right now. Because if you don't get this, if you don't get this Roshan, you kind of just lose the game.
Yep.
Then you would give up a high ground Roshan, and this is going to be brutal right now.
All the Darkseer illusions are coming in to help him out. As Madarov starts actually in deeper into Roshan as Notel's in a lot of trouble. The cooldown's going to connect. The Storm Spirit's the man to find the kills. That fresh Orchid that came up for him just before the fight, but they'll buy back and they really just want to win this. Like, it doesn't matter if they have to expend a little bit of gold for it. Jarakup is going to run in. He can't deny himself up to Roshan. In fact, Ember Spirit ensures the kill by getting that side of Fist, while Storm Spirit has to suicide himself with the Bloodstone. They're on the chase for more, and they might be able to find it. They're after maybe next time. Spirit forward, side of Fist steering chain. Boom, got it. And then, okay, Miracle. No. Miracle. That looked a lot more complicated than it needed to be.
It was.
As Crit's chasing after this poor little Dazzler. He's got 4 1 charges, and Crit's got all the damage in the world. So Dazzler's down for the count. Now it'll be Monkeys going in for Roshan.
That's just... I kind of like that maneuver by them to go for the Roshan, and they were even able to kill Notel on the back of their Storm having that Orchid. But at the same time, the major issue right there, and what was unable to happen, is just you don't have enough firepower. But it was almost like a forced situation.
Oh, Storm. Long jump. Right inside of Roshan. The wall is down. Shadow Fiend picks up the Aegis. Killed by the Dire, and Storm is down for the count. 40 seconds on the sideline. That was not the dream. That was not the dream.
Again, have to go for it.
Yeah.
Can't give up the Aegis on the SF. You can't kill him twice.
I'm not passing judgment, man. I'm not passing judgment. That is just really, really, really rough. Like, they're just in a bad position.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the rune. Oh, it's even a haste rune. Gonna give up his bottle to Moon Meter.
It's such a... Like, just the position that Monkeys is in at the moment. They can do so much, and to screw it up, like, it's so difficult for them. Because they're just so farmed. Like, items will actually help them win this more than anything else.
That's a fully completed Eye of Scotty.
Yep. With an ASC model to boot. The BKBs are being used so much, it's down to 8 seconds.
You also know that the Gyro has no buyback now. And more importantly, the Storm has used his pocket to die too, and he can't have money. Like, they know that he's died 3 times in a pretty short period of time, and he bought that Orchid. So now you're in a position where you're pretty much defending with nothing up.
Yep.
There's no buyback on anybody that needs it. The Beastmaster doesn't have enough farm to go for this push.
It looks like they're going for the trade, though. Like, that creep wave's already reaching the tier 3 tower, so Monkeys. But then again, you're up against an Ember Spirit. Like, he just leaves the Spirit in the lane, side of Fist down the wave, and then you've lost all your momentum, and the SF's already arriving. He can do this solo. He actually doesn't need friends, but it's always good to have some.
They gotta be careful too, because if they get chains TP'd, their TP's canceled through the chains.
Yep.
Like, that could just end the game for them right now, and this is gonna be a Rex almost 100%.
Well, luckily, chains is on cooldown right now for GB. And Monkeys isn't pressuring the issue. I thought they might just, like, rotate themselves down a bot lane inside the base.
I don't have a TP completed yet on No-Tail, or his boots travel are still on cooldown.
Okay.
So you just wait it out and go with the creep wave. Like, there's no reason not to meet the creep wave there. You're just unnecessarily endangering yourself.
Makes sense. Miracle's having a great old time.
He's done pretty well this game. When it comes to farm, he's unmatched right now in this game.
Yeah. And his net worth is just... Okay, he's almost got 19,000 net worth. The almost 14k of the gyro. And now you see him actually push to the 19k as they push up. And what do you do here? Like, you want to bring him back. Your Weaver's only... Okay, connected on Moomiander as well as Shadow Fiend. So you remove a little bit of his armor, but he doesn't care. He's got Nagus the Immortal, even if he dies at the moment. Like, you force out these abilities and then you just come back in later.
It's just an awkward position to be in. You don't want to overcommit if you're Golden Boys, but at the same time, without any buybacks available, you can't really get into an ideal fight.
They caught Madara out. Crit. He really wants to jump. Without the crit wave, he's not as open to doing this. But if you can find an easy pick-off, you'll go for it. The Lina and the Gyro right on top of each other as the Storm. A huge jump out to Fidget though. Gonna make it really difficult. Crit gets the Echo Slam. He controls the Gyro. The cooldown still does this work, but not enough of it. As Miracle will be bringing down this Gyrocopter. The Shallow Grave protect him long enough. The buyback comes from the Beastmaster, but he never even got his roar off during the fight. He's lost all of his friends, and he's about to lose his base. Monkeys is just ravaging it. Storm comes out again. Who's he
gonna go for it?
Okay, that wasn't the plan. He came all the way out and the global silence triggered.
It doesn't even matter though. Like, Fly held onto it for so long, but they're still gonna lose 2 sets of racks here. They lost the mid one, the bottom one goes down now too. The Shadow Fiends, the rich get richer, and
GG.
Yeah, GG, they know.
Yeah.
Like, their Beastmaster, I think, just hit level 9 at 31 minutes into the game. They know that the time for some sort of crazy comeback is gone.
Yeah, that was never going to get any better for him. So, Monkeys come out on top. Quality game for them. We'll get to have ourselves a break as we'll go into our last game of the night. And we do 2-game series here for the group stages of the defense. You can find all the details for the tournament at the-defense.com. Or you can go to your wonderful website, joinDOTA.com, to find out all matches across all competitions. And we're streaming out multiple stuff tonight. We already had our MLG stuff early tonight. We have ESL going on right now with Durka over in the other studio. And of course, you can stay here right on our joinDOTA Red channel for game number 2.
Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the coverage of, I hit that button, the defense, so we don't have to hear ourselves again. I'm TobiWan, this is Blitz, and it's the last game of the night, Blitz.
We're almost done. Home stretch. Gotta get there.
Massive end hype. They're looking towards the end. It should be good times. Let's go to our game. That wasn't the reaction I was searching.
What kind of reaction were you searching for?
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
You know me.
Yeah, I do.
You'll never
I
get
do.
that. Not even at TI will you get that out of me.
That's true.
There is no fake hype with BlitzDOTA.
Stop it.
You only get it
Please stop
when I
it.
get really excited. You'll know that I mean it.
Please no bloods. Please no bloods.
You don't like it? I'm just trying to confuse you at this point.
You really are, and you know my brain has been working overtime over the past couple of days. Like you're actually being cruel now.
Am I though?
No, not really. I can take it. I'm a man. Let's get into our draft. Actually banning out Wyvern in the first two. Darkseer is into the point where he's banned out of the first one.
Okay, Monkey Business don't want to play against that hero. They take the Lina for themselves this time.
No. Actually,
Fly went ham on it the other day. He was godlike at like 20 minutes.
but to actually like you first, I can understand first picking it. But you ban out the Darkseer and the Wyvern instead.
Yeah, what up with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're gonna take Gyrocopter then, I guess, or PL. Madara's a PL hero, or PL player, and that used to be their standby. So we don't know what to do. Gave Madara Phantom Lancer. I think that's the conversation right now.
Really? Okay, so they don't have great control over us. Let's just go for PL. Like this guy can win. Just make space.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, guys.
At least we know the offlaner of Golden Boy should be able to get level 2 within the first minute now, because it's an Earthshaker that can just block the lane with a fissure. What are you checking?
I'm looking at Moon Meander's icon and just realizing how cheesy everything is. It's Moon, me, and her, and it's a picture of this girl. Like, come on, Moon. You're better than this.
But it's not him as well. He needs to be there in the corner somewhere.
Moon, me, and her. Oh my god. Kill me. I hope he watches this recording to know that I'm disappointed in him. See, that was the conversation. What do we take? Gyro or PL?
It's gonna be the Gyro.
I'm surprised.
Doesn't really look like Monkey Business. Well, they could have some troubles with the Gyro, but they just played up against it and proved that it's easy. It's not easy, but they kept losing their Darkseer to it. But now they get the range closer, the Spirit Breaker and the Lina. I love this combo, man. I love this combo. X-Musica made me an even bigger fan of this combo as a dual off-lane combo.
Space Cow.
Oh.
17%.
I wasn't even
71%.
They didn't even have to wait for the 17%. They got level 1 charge and level 1 Light Strike Array. And just charge in Light Strike Array, you burn all the consumables, then they hit level 2, and then they find the kill. Like, it was actually crazy, and they never left the lane. So they're both there at the same time. They both hit level 6, and who's ever going to survive up against Charge, Nether Strike, and Laguna Blade? Potential Light Strike Array and Slave as well. Yeah, like you can't live against that.
This is an annoying combination. Spirit Breaker in itself is one of those heroes that I like to call tilting heroes. A term I just made up where if you play against it and you start to lose, you get so frustrated. Because like every hit then is a bash. Playing against Greater Bash is top 3 worst things that you have to do in Dota.
Yeah.
It never feels like it's going your way.
And playing against it, yeah. Playing with it, I never feel like it goes my way either. Like, I never get 17%.
I don't either, Tobes.
But yet, you still get CSGO knives.
What can you do, man? Sometimes Valve just chooses you as a person that they're going to reward.
So you just burn up all your leprechauns before.
It's called karma. I did great things, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I gave a pack of Skittles to a homeless guy earlier today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did they at least have an inventive sign?
No.
I gave $10 to a girl that dressed herself up in magazines and said I want to travel to Cuba.
10 seconds.
I'm like, you know what? I respect that.
You would give $10 to her.
She actually had like a wonderful little parasol thing as well, and it's like, you know what? I support your desire to travel to Cuba.
And that's how Toby met his girlfriend.
That is not how I met my girlfriend. You know how I met my girlfriend.
Oh god, dude, I just get a rip on you.
It's too easy sometimes. Like, I swear, like, I am just socially inept to see these things coming.
Yeah, man, I'm...
It's not my fault.
I'm a mean person. My bad, Tobe. You're a good guy.
Don't tell people
10
that.
seconds
You
I
weren't
ma-
meant for this world.
I managed to build up a reputation.
Oh, that's the
I don't know
Undying
how I
pick.
built up that reputation, but I got it anyway.
Ooh, Undying.
That's a big team fight. That's a big team fight.
Wee wow wow.
It's good lane control. I'm still feeling the problem, however. Like, you're picking up an Undying into a guy that just runs through zombies, aka Spirit Breaker. Now, Ember Spirit, who can't be controlled.
team pick.
And Lena, who can just get Fiery Soul. So, killing off the Tombstone isn't that difficult if Lena can keep her space up. And the only stuns they've really got so far is Earthshakers. I'm not saying they're bad stuns. Earthshaker is the man. But you still need to have a little bit more control with it. Two heroes. Beyond slow.
I kind of agree. I kind of disagree.
What is happening to your heroes? Oh, okay.
They just freak out sometimes. Do you remember when I couldn't see half the heroes?
Yeah?
Sometimes it happens in Reborn.
Okay. Just reborn things. Source 3 will save us.
Radiant team.
That's a thing. There's the disable I was looking for.
I don't even know what the third pick is. I'm just assuming it's Ember.
Team
It's Ember. It's Ember.
Oh, you're right.
Ember. there's like multiple screens you can look at.
For me, it's just a blank. It's a blank card.
just reborn things.
Amazing.
If you actually close it and open it up again, it'll fix it.
Oh, really? If I do this?
Yup.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was actually a bug that goes back all the way to the age of TI4. When they first added the animated portraits behind it and then the background stuff, the only way to fix it was to go to menu and come back to game, and it would fix it.
Spirit Breaker has a very large face.
I think it's mostly forehead. Like, his
No.
face is actually quite small.
But he's also got a huge chin. He's got a big overbite too. I feel bad.
Remaining.
Take him to a dentist.
Yeah. Or no, it's an underbite. He's got an underbite. I would.
Reserve time.
You know what? If I cast the next TI, I swear it, I will take Spirit Breaker to a dentist and get that fixed.
Maybe he likes his teeth the way it is.
I don't know,
It's
man.
very menacing. And the way it works is, like, now he could actually, like, he could... The nose ring just fits perfectly. It all looks very aesthetically matching.
You don't know these things.
I know aesthetics. I got some level of style. Some. Is that you saying I don't? You're the man
Dire team pick.
that had Cap buy basically... Cap, and was it your mother that bought all of your suits?
What's your point? Captain, what are you talking about? Cap just went shopping with us.
I thought he bought, like, all your initial things. Like, when
No.
you're here in Berlin. You went shopping with Charlie. Like,
Yeah.
Charlie helped get you stuff before the MLG land.
Yeah. Charlie's my dad, dude. I don't get why Charlie
10 seconds.
gets so much hate.
remaining.
Yeah, he can be immature sometimes, but he's everyone's father.
Maybe that's why he gets hate.
Yeah, that guy turned snaking into a productive human being like that. As far as I'm concerned, that was like the biggest passion project I've ever seen in Dota 2.
Life goal is achieved.
I love snaking too, so I can riff on it like this. We're homies.
I just remember casting with him and hearing all of his college roommates.
He's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, Golden Boys has a Templar assassin.
Yeah. The laning phase is now established.
They're dire side too. I like that.
Does this mean, like, we're looking at...
Alright, the game's over, guys.
It's Dazzle Husker. You can't beat Dazzle Husker.
It's not just that. It's the fact that your gyrocopter is now the most worthless hero in Dota 2.
But your Templar Assassin at least got some good physical damage.
No,
Like,
TA gets wrecked too.
ugh.
Just go game 3.
I suppose because you can't keep any refraction charges on. There
This matchup-
is no game 3. There's only 2 games.
This matchup is so bad that Vega Squadron turned their Huskar into a support, or their gyrocopter into a support. Do you remember that? They made Wraith King carry, which I haven't seen since like 2013 when Cap had good hair, and they made their gyrocopter a support. Like, that's how rough this matchup is.
Dude! I really hope Cap isn't listening to this.
I hope he is.
I thought his hair was an improvement. I don't know about the beard though. The beard's getting a little too long to go with a mohawk. Seriously. All right, let's go to our game, which we'll pause. So it's typical Dota. His face does not look that big.
Shout out to Aggressive.
Look at his head. Like the head size is massive.
For a Spirit Bronker?
For a mad cow, like it's. You'd think it'd actually be one of the most intelligent heroes in the game because of the size of his head.
No, I don't think that has to correlate.
There's a lot of sawdust in there or something.
Yeah. I mean, Coddle's got a really small face and head, and he's very smart.
Is he really though?
Yeah, he's super strong too, I think. In like the Dota lore or whatever, that guy goes ham.
That's because like the older version was Ezreal, and he was the wise old man that everyone went to.
Going on with this lion set?
No. I remember in the Dota movie it was Chen. It was the Holy Knight who was the wiser one. Ezreal was just an old man that lived up in the hills. But Chen was the mastermind of things. He led the Sentinel. That's not Warcraft lore I'm talking about. This is the Dota movie that was made. The one with Anti-Mage and Terrorblade.
I don't remember this, man.
Really? It was one of the first Machinima movies ever made for Dota 1. And they were all competing for Priestess of the Moon's love.
What?
But the problem was Terrorblade got really like depressed and emo and left. And
dude, literally nothing you're saying is connecting. I don't remember any of this.
It was a great movie. It was a fantastic movie. It went for about an hour. Like, it was like an hour Warcraft 3 Machinima movie, and then he like goes to the undead to then learn all these dark powers, which he learns from the Lich King.
Yeah,
and then becomes Terrorblade and finds his metamorphosis form, and it's like, oh, what's ever happened to you? Then he actually ends up fighting up against a Sentinel. It was like a movie.
The more descriptions you give me, Toby, the more confused I get.
Oh, Blitz. How are you a Dota person without knowing that? Like, it's like you just play the game only.
I'm just here for the sick banter, to flame some people, mainly my friends, actually. If I don't flame somebody, it probably means that I'm less comfortable with them.
30 seconds.
Alright, so you want Blitz to be a dick to you. Just tweet him really offensive things.
Bants, boys.
Eventually he'll like hate at you and then you'll be like, yeah, Blitz loves me.
Alright, speaking seriously about this draft.
Yeah, we should do that.
I don't actually know what you're meant to do against Huskar, like, as the dire lineup.
There isn't anything you can, like, cause are they running in mid or are they running in bottom? Because if they're running this dual mid, then I'm just like, okay, like your only choice is actually pushing and dying into that lane. Like, that's it. In fact, they're actually going to lose Skylark. He tried to come in and defend this.
He's good, dude. Level 1 Flame Spheres is so weak.
But you can't kill him off unless you remove the life. So you let the TA do the damage, try and zone him out, and just keep decaying that Huskar until he's got nothing.
The only way to kill a Huskar is by removing his HP?
Yes, that's it.
What an insight.
That is it. Like,
by killing Huskar, you kill Huskar. I understood it.
That's it. I'm not casting with you again. Give me Ryu back.
It's all good.
I'll just cast with Ryu all the time.
Nah, but TA is pretty okay. I understood what you meant. Again, I'm so sorry. I should just be analyzing the game instead of being a dick. This matchup, though, is just... It's rough for TA because you can burn through her HP pool and all of her refractions so quickly. And then on top of that, everybody from Golden Boys, magic damage out the wazoo. I think this is like a game where somebody has to get like a Silver Edge, or this Gyrocopter has to build differently. I don't think you can go for the standard mass stats build where you rely on your Rocket Barrage and your call down for damage because you die in like 3 seconds.
Yeah. But you're never going to get a Silver Edge over on someone like a Gyrocopter. Like, the only person that would build a Silver Edge is, I don't want to say it, but TA.
I'm down.
Is like the only other person.
There are worse things in life.
Yeah, playing one-on-one up against a Huskar in mid.
She's doing okay right now. Level 1 Flame Spears is... You can deal with that.
But the Undying has to back off now. He needs to also give Templar Assassin space, because you've also got Dazzle pulling back to look at towards the Radiant stacks. So he starts prepping this one. Doesn't even have to be for him. Like, it could be for anyone, be it the Ember Spirit. And it could even come up and soak up a little bit of this. I want to keep my eyes on Moonmeander, and yeah, actually, my timing is right for this, because Skylark's in a lot of trouble. They're running out. The Tombstone will ensure the kill, but what they had was that slave. That's what, get rid of the Tombstone. Able to do so.
He's got
Undying
mana.
the stun. He can't reach him with the decay. It's too far
Oh,
away.
Crit,
It's
you're
actually gonna
godlike.
get the kill. Oh, that's just.
He had the decay.
He just couldn't cast it. Problem with being stunned.
That's so rough.
I was actually looking for Moon Meander. That's why when I clicked down there, I'm like, wait, why isn't Moon Meander actually charging down here? Because he was charging towards the Templar Assassin to get to the rune.
I mean, what do you even do in that kind of position? Like, Undying is not meant to lose these types of fights.
Yep. That's the crazy thing. Like, you just get all the life back. Like, he has Tombstone as well as Decay up against 2 supports. They were able to control him enough. Like, the fact that that Shallow Grave lasted long enough they were able to bring down the Tombstone, like, that's just really, really unfortunate for an Undying. They would only need like half a second longer on that Tombstone for it to work.
The crazy thing is this mid lane is actually going kind of okay. Like, the Templar Assassin is doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
It just, eventually, it's gonna just be rough. He hits level 6, you can't really contest against him. You're starting to see that, and that's why the Undying is now rotated to try to help out.
Yep.
But you're just gonna get Flame Speared like crazy now.
Yep. And Miracle just putting the second point into it as well, so Templar Assassin has real issues.
He can't come up anymore.
He got a sick, but the only charge he's gotten so far was from the Inner Vitality being used by Husker.
Oh, does he? Yeah, I don't agree with that item pickup. It's never gonna come in handy.
Unless he thought like burning spears.
No, nobody
Like,
thinks
no
that.
one
There's
was
no
thinking
way.
that. But it's like the only other logical thing I can think of, which is completely illogical.
I actually bought one against the Jakiro, thinking that.
Liquid fire?
Yep.
Oh, you poor guy.
I thought it kind of made sense.
It does, considering like the long cooldown of it, but yeah, he's just three burning spear stacks on him. He loses half of his life from 3 attacks with burning spears.
Oh yeah, that's the strength of the level 2, level 3 burning spears, is you can no longer contest like you used to be able to.
No Doubt looks like he's looking for a kill. Just go straight under the tier 1 tower. Decay will make him think twice about this, especially considering he doesn't have Sleight of Fist up and running. But with the PMS as well as Searing Chains, okay, well, he thought twice about it and still commits to it. He might have to force the Tombstone out of Undying, but no. Undying will just decay it.
That's a pretty far dive. There's so many creeps though. What he's trying to do right now, Toby, is just zone him out of experience for when his tower gets the last hit. And he's doing an okay job of that so far, and gotta be careful though, because No Tail doesn't have his ultimate yet, and he's pretty far in.
He's about to get it though. If he kills off 1 creep, he's got his ulti. Like, that's all he needs, just 1 creep, and he hits level 6. Now the Undying Tombstone's gonna drop. He didn't actually get the Sleight of Fist on the creep wave, but the creep, well, one of them, it's just so low, but it won't die. But Sky, like, what else has he got? Like, he's chasing down here and trying to fist bump into an Ember Spirit. That's not how you're gonna win this game of Dota. And they can actually see the Earthshaker so low. The charge is coming down to keep the vision up, but okay, this Spirit Breaker has to pull out.
Spirit Breaker's doing okay too though. He's got 5 CS, which is more than both the Earthshaker and the Undying combined right now, and this Huskar mid, now you've got some levels of the Flame Spheres. You can actually contest it, and Kaiser's just gonna go for the creep wave in the neutral camp. He realizes this lane just isn't doable. Yeah. And this is the goal. Like, sometimes you get last pick Huskard, and you have 0 foreseeable counters to him. He almost has an arm like completed right now to give you some context on how farmed he is. The Gyrocopter's not going to be able to survive that.
So then you got to look for that. Actually, so let's just try and theorize this. How does GB kill the Huskar? Like, what's the perfect situation that you kill the Huskar, assuming that Huskar won't do something stupid like sitting on 1 life with armlet always turned on?
I mean, you can still... Lion is really good against him. Just the crowd control factor that he gives you. People think, like, the finger, of course, is useless.
Yep.
But you can use it at the beginning of the fight and just have your TA whack away at him. And that's when your finger actually does damage, is when you can do that first half of his HP pull. And the stun and the hex are obviously incredibly useful. But you've got a lot of different cores that you have to deal with. More importantly, it's just the Spirit Breaker is going to give you so much space to work with if you're the Huskar.
Yep. I'm actually looking to see where Madara builds into. Like,
Yeah,
if he completes up Ring of Aquila and just goes drums, and they think, you know what, let's just force it with high levels up in Flat Cannon. He's put it 4 points up into Rocket Barrage at the moment, just because of, like, it's just laning phase. But once you got the 4 points up in Flat then he can look to take up this ancient stack, which the rest of the GB boys have been working on, so they can get some good injection of money into the gyro. And that may just be early enough before you have the ports doing too much work. Like Lena's about to hit level 6, like Laguna Blade's almost there. The Dazzle and Shell, okay, yeah, the supports are gonna do their job anyway. I'm really trying to find like happy places right now for GB.
They're holding okay. Like, it's not ideal, obviously, the laning phase in the picks, but
and they've just lost the Undying. Nortel, oh yeah, he needs to chase it in. The Flame Guard's burning him down, so the kill on the Undying is possible. And then he jumps back to a defensive spirit, and they took the tier 1 tower at the same time, killed off by the Lena. And this is when GB, yeah, they were looking to fight. They're getting in the gyrocopter, so they actually burn the smoke, and crit, missing the stun. The cooldown for hits, they get the kill over on the Dazzle. The Madara's in very, very deep. They're actually TPing out. Templar Assassin also rotated down for this. They just accept the fact that the Dazzle will die. And Husker, okay, he ain't stepped in shot things. As Templar Assassin jumps away, he'll now move up a little bit further towards the gyrocopter, side of Fist Searing Chain. Didn't control the gyro, but the Lion's going to burn down to the spears. He knows it. And Notel's trying to commit a little bit harder. The movement speed's not there, but that's why he's got spirits. So right behind Madara, and the Flame Guard's just soaking up everything he's got.
What is this dive,
no
tail?
for Searing Chains. Actually, he's in real trouble. He died to the gyrocopter. There were no friends back that deep. That was not his home.
That was not the dive that was gonna win you Dota 2, the video game. That was so far in. He didn't, because the thing is, what is it? Chains is 110 mana, I think?
Yep.
Yeah, he was at 74. Even with the 2 wand charges, you're not near enough. That was way too aggressive.
It's like he thought he had the bonus movement speed over on gyro. That had to be it. But you're still looking at 60 versus 365.
Yeah, you're getting behind when it comes to static move speed. That was... And he has to know that the Flame Guard is A, going to run out soon, and B, it's going to get taken out by the Rocket Barrage.
Mm-hmm.
That was just... I commend him for never stopping. That is something that's very commendable in Dota 2.
I know a lot of people that would report him in a pub game for such a thing.
I wouldn't, man.
As opposed to
honestly, go no-tail. He just showed them that he's not afraid. That's part of the things too.
So what you're saying is this is all about the message.
Exactly.
Send the message. I'm still waiting for Moomian to have a charge more than I just keep vision for you guys.
That's fine. He doesn't have to do anything quite yet. His team is pretty successful without him entering the fights yet.
And this Lena's actually getting really close to having a Yule Scepter. Like she's just going directly for it. This is gonna be danger time.
This mid tower is in danger right now.
I think all the tier 1 towers eventually would just drop before like 20 minutes. Like, if you've already taken on the bottom tower, the SB Lion is just soaking up experience. You can't do much more. But the rotation keeps coming in from Notail as well as soon Miracle. Like, the only rotation he's really had so far was down to bottom rune to try and find a pick-off, which he did. Like, he killed the Lion. And did he actually... Okay. It looks like Notail's looking for the stacks as he moved into the dire jungle. But the tier 1 tower drops. It gets denied by TA, which is nice. And then Undying does TP in, and Miracle, he's turning it like he looks like he wants to fight. He's only got 1 point up right now in Berserker's Blood. He did a 2-4-1-1 build.
That's perfectly fine. It's only that first level that really gives you everything that you need. The bonus resistance after that probably doesn't even make that big of a difference, especially when you've got the armlet and you've got the grave behind you, backing you up like the mass amount of heals. And they have so much control time. They should kill Moon Meander like 100% here, though.
Well, they don't have... Okay, now they have a finger. They got the finger by killing off one of the creeps with a cooldown. So yeah, Spirit Breaker should die. Actually draining out the mana, so he's got enough for a finger, and Jaracut with the Rocket Mirage will do the job. But Miracle's on his way in. Can't get in range for a life break, however.
He's so scary, though.
Actually, Jara came back. And now Notel jumping forward, gets the Searing Chains, and Huskar. Is he going to go downtown?
He's so far away.
Yeah. That life break range isn't that huge.
Yeah, and on top of that, no burned through most of his mana already with that, which is why he has the bottle, but he's got to be a little bit closer to his team when he decides to go for these dives. And I think Golden Boys realizes Miracle's just too strong.
Yep.
Like, just run away from him.
So just dodge fights until you can get like better items, or maybe even like a kill on Roshan. Get something like, I don't know if you really want to get like an early Blink Dagger on TA here. If she can survive, which she won't. Like, that's like Blade option right there if they need it. She melds up, but the sentry wall is still down. Is she Soul Ripper? Okay, they just have to commit something more. The charge is off in cooldown in 1 second time, but Meander, where do you want to charge? You actually charged into the line. So the reason why Alina didn't do it, I think she actually had the one charges during that fight. But she didn't have mana for the Laguna Blade. Not in her pool, at least.
What a scary hero this Huskar is. Anywhere he goes, everybody just runs away from him.
He's actually waiting underneath the tower.
He's trying to get it denied. Or he DC'd.
The only two options. Can't be a bait for a gyrocopter.
Oh, it's gonna be the deny.
So that's the first tower GB. I've seen explode over on the Radiant side and it was denied. They at least denied one of their own, but that's a small consolation prize.
Despite the fact that they just got that tower denied, they're not even far behind when it comes to net worth. Considering that 3 towers have been taken. I guess they did deny one of them, the mid tower.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of money coming into Monkeys, like 2,000 gold 13 minutes in. Like the fact when your support lean is able to rush up a Yule scepter like this, that's brilliant. This might actually be really nice. Actually, he ran into the Undying with that charge. They go right up the gyro. It is just going all out, man.
Guys, you're gonna regret this.
Monkeys just feels like they're immortal, but they're most definitely not. So they lose the Spirit Breaker. Meander throws away his life, and now Miracle wants to try and take the stack as well. They won't stand for this.
This is pretty redonkulous right now. They're just running behind tier 2s. Nobody wants to stop.
They're actually playing top lane too, and well, Templar Assassin can't line up the side blades. No-Tail's turning back in for this fight. Melt Strike! Well, okay, that hurts. No-Tail's running himself away further. Miracle, he's not giving up. Like, he really wants this. It's almost like he's trying to play low so he can just jump them and survive.
He is going to clear through a lot of these Ancients. More importantly, he steals a lot of the experience. He's like some sort of monolith that they just can't get past.
Overconfidence is the weakness of Monkeys. It's the way GB can win this game. Pure overconfidence. The charge comes in from Meander, gets hexed up, there's a follow-up Earth Spike, and they drop the Uso, and the Spirit Breaker cannot get away with a future wall down. They're just giving kills to GB.
Yeah, I don't know quite what the plan was. Nobody was really nearby him. Your carry wasn't even nearby as...
Are they going for Melka Ward? Maybe that's what it... Maybe they're going for the Melka Ward. It's 0-3 on the Spirit Breaker. He's only going to die another 17 times without getting a kill.
It's pretty unbelievable how many deaths that was. Go, Jacob.
That was a good time, man.
That was not an easy thing to accomplish. Everyone always thinks it's hard to die 20 times in a competitive game.
It really is hard.
Yeah, it's quite difficult.
Like, the only way you can get around is by TPing into random locations as a Nature's Prophet getting killed. Yeah. Like, that's one way you can do it.
I've actually never seen anyone die that many times without impact. So, congratulations.
He had impact, though.
Yeah, we're gonna play CSGO later, and if he hears about this, he's gonna be really angry.
Why? He was very proud of it, because they still won the game.
Okay, yeah, that's the part you have to mention.
Because that's what makes the Malk Award just so brilliant, is the fact you can go 0-20 and still win the game.
Yeah, you've got a challenge for it.
Like, that is one of the biggest challenges. Like, I actually still waited for, like, the Steam achievements to be added, and for the Malk Award to be in those Steam achievements. To go 0-20 and win a game
take Roshan
in a ranked game. Like, it had to be in a ranked game as well.
Go take Roshan.
Yeah, they look like they're going in for it. It's before the Deso's up, but they've got a level 4 Meld Strike, so it shouldn't be too difficult. They'll lose their tier 2 tower for it, but worth it.
Tower is under attack.
Alright, here we go. This is what you needed. You give up the Roshan to the other team? No way. You can't give Roshan up to the Huskar.
Yeah. God, man, you want to give him Aegis the Immortal? But at the same time, I'm wondering if it's really going to be enough. Like, it helps protect the TA, so now she can get this Desolator and fight without having to have a Blink Dagger.
Oh, that Deso is going to make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they've done a lot of...
Oh, poor next time. It is not a support day, or maybe it is. Like, he's running back. The Burning Spears are still ticking him out as Miracle focuses on the two. So Lion pops, Laguna Blade will help kill off the Gyrocopter, and Miracle finds himself a double kill underneath the tower. And Undying won't be any luckier here. There's no tell. He's got Searing Chains of cooldown in 2 seconds, and knowing what he did before, he'll chase after it. Finds the kill. Spirit jumps back out again, and the tier 2 tower is dying in the meantime.
I mean, you saw what happens. I mean, Meander's just doing him.
He just... He just charged into the Earthshake over to the tier 2 towers. Like, yeah, got this.
I mean, he killed him.
He did. Can't take that away from him.
But
He's denied the experience too because he got the kill first.
yeah, that was the weakness of the gyro there. You get 3-shot by the Huskar no matter what farm you have. Nothing you do deters that Huskar from killing you. They're just gonna take this tower real short order.
And
this is some run at you, Dota.
It really is. Like, I think Monkey's just like, and that's the reason why they're doing it. Like, it's not 3-2-2 and regretting it later on. Like, they regret it until Huskar gets himself a double kill in the middle of a fight and then turns the next one into a triple kill. Like, that's all Monkeys is looking at here. They know they've got this game pretty much in the bag based off the draft. But if they lose this game, then yeah.
Oh, this ancient stack is conveniently weak now too for Miracle. He's gonna have, if he wants it,
it's a smart move. Can they actually kill him off? This is the test right now. Can they kill off Huskar? He's got a Heaven's Halberd in the middle of all of this, and they actually put the Shallow Grave on. He jumps off the Gyrocops. The cooldown's done its work. Look at the armlet toggle. How long can he stay alive? He brings down one Aegis, takes out the Gyrocopter, takes out the Undying. He is literally raid boss. They'll Yule Scepter onto the Templar Assassin, and now they'll beat through her as well. The Spirit Breaker charging on so they can go for more. It's a triple kill for Miracle. He survives through it all. NoTal picks up a double. They'll take the bottom tier 2 tower and probably even chip away at the tier 3. This is Dota.
Huskar Dota. That's what I mean. Is you can't run the gyro as a one position against the hut. It's like you're hard countering yourself. Like you saw, he dropped the call down, rocket barraged.
Yep.
Gets 4-shot.
The hilarious thing was the Shallow Grave actually didn't do anything in that.
Yeah, he actually didn't need it.
It was so early on that by the time he came out of the stun, he could just armlet on. And the fact he got the halberd delivered halfway during the fight, like you're already having enough time killing him off.
He bought it at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, he bought it.
Yeah, he was at the shop.
Yep. But having that there means that Gyrocopter can't attack into him. Like, what are you going to use? Magical damage to get around it? That doesn't work on Huskar.
No, this is a Huskar draft. Like, I don't want to sound pessimistic or anything, but if you're drafting a Gyrocopter and a Huskar, like this is just gonna happen to you. Like, it's not even something that you're too salty about.
But they can't even stop it. Like, what are you meant to do when you're in that drafting position? Wow. Maybe next time. The urn. No, Lion, it doesn't have to be like this. He was 100% and took one sleight of fist and just.
I don't mean by the way to take away anything from Monkey. They did the draft was.
Yeah.
It's almost like you last pick a Broodmother and there's no counter to it, right? And you just win a game. That's kind of what just happened here. It's more just if I were Golden Boys, I would just kind of put this as a mental note. Like, if we draft this heavy into the magic damage, ban Huskar. Like, this is a learning experience, if anything.
Always gonna find that balance in your draft. And that's the way to avoid it, huh? Just always make sure you get a nice little combination of, like, everything.
They've got a medallion from him, too. Oh my god. He's so unkillable.
So they put medallion on him on top of his casual plate mail he's holding on to.
He's got 30 armor right now.
Yep. And this is without actually having weave effect. Like, imagine what happens when you put weave on this guy. Like, there is no killing him. Like, you can't physical damage, you can't magical damage. But the only way he can do it is kill himself. Nice Echo Sand from Skylark. But how long is it going to last? They stun up Miracle. He's dropping low, and they're actually going for everybody else. Spirit Break will just buy back. They take out the Dazzle as well. But now it's time for Huskar Dota. Leon and Dazzle just get popped by the Templar Assassin. But you know it's coming. Miracle's just going to try and set it. NoTal's actually chasing after the line, so there's no more stuns. And now in comes your Spirit Breaker. This will buy the space for Miracle to start that attack off. Rocket Barrage isn't doing jack. He'll move over the Undying, actually live raking in. I actually am only just going on Huskar cam right now. They chase after Templar, and the Urn Charge is ticking her down. The Refraction's going to keep her alive, but the Sleight of Fist, it connects from NoTal. Lion will be able to TP out, but he's the last man left alive here for GB.
A lot of buybacks expended by Monkey just to be able to make that fight okay. Yeah, they wanted to try to help out their Huskar comrade, but I mean, he was good. He didn't need anybody.
Already NoTal's getting like chip damage into GB too. So they take out the tier 3 tower. They can still stick around and fight. Lion, well, he's already used Finger of Death in the last fight, so he's got nothing to work with there. I'm actually waiting for the Blink Dagger over on NoTal. Just so he can do that blink searing nation. Supposed then again he can do that. Like Sleight of Fist searing chain from huge range.
You almost got a fully completed AC now on Miracle. And physical damage is the only thing that can take him down.
Nice stun. Nice fall down. And they're
That's how
actually
that go down.
They're actually hitting their abilities, but Miracle just leaps up. The Lion will die straight away. Skylark, where are you? He actually TP back to base at almost full health because he had no mana. The charge will come in, but the Yule step keeping Madara up, and Miracle beats into him now. He's already looking for his next target. He knows he's got the Gyrocopter, so he jumps after the Undying, taking out the Tombstone as well. And maybe next time, or maybe this time, he could. No, they call it. This game is over. They know it. They got our pick. There's just no hope.
Yeah, you're not... You can't beat this hero like this. You can't first pick it, because then you get destroyed. But if you last pick it like this, the game just ends.
It's just so brutal. And you could see it from the draft. Like, we were sitting there talking to the draft. Like, do they have anything? Like, Gyro is it, but Gyro takes so long to farm up damage dealing items to get to there. Like, it's but by the time he gets there, Huskar is already 6-slotted and killed the rest of his team.
You need like 2 divines or something.
Yeah, it was rough to say the least. But Blitz, we can actually say that's going to be the end of our night. So
we did it.
We did it. We're back tomorrow night, same time, same defense channel. 20 CEST is when we begin every single night. Well, I say every single night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is defense nights. But you can check out everything else that we're covering. We've got action coming out almost every single day in almost every single time zone with the ESL qualifiers, which are happening, the MLG World Championship qualifiers, which are happening, and a couple more tournaments, which are coming up very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And of course, the defense, you can buy the ticket inside the game.
The D.
Yeah. Get yourself a part of the D. You can actually buy it. That's actually sounding a little bit wrong. But not much wronger than everything else I've said tonight. Yes, but you can hopefully when Valve actually start allowing us to put items back into the game, we will have a nice little treasure chest where you